Welcome to Shelf Life. We've got a couple of big-name franchises headlining the anime release list, including a One Piece special and the latest Sailor Moon collection. On the manga side of things, Attack on Titan is getting a new Season 3 box set, and the bloody action continues with the latest volume of Golden Kamuy. As far as games go, there are a couple of things worth noting, starting with some E3 surprises that were revealed too late to make it into last week's column. If you're a Switch owner and a fan of either the Mana or Contra franchises, there are new collections out for both, along with the Zelda tie-in rhythm action game Cadence of Hyrule. Both of this week's games also come with caveats. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is worth checking out if you're a fan of Koji Igarashi's work, but it's actually not hitting the Switch until the 25th. On a similar note, Super Neptunia RPG only hits PC this week, with the other platforms coming on the 25th. Anime Basquash Complete Collection BD made in Japan 650 minutes, sub MSRP $89.98 Publisher's description, on the planet Earth the infrastructure is crumbling and everyone wants to escape to the technologically advanced lunar city of Mooneyes. Unfortunately for young Dan, who dreams of taking his disabled sister to the moon for medical treatment for her paralyzed legs, only their society's most elite are allowed to leave the planet. Dan's big chance comes when he crashes a game of Bigfoot basketball, which is played with giant robots, and accidentally revolutionizes the sport. Our reviews, no formal reviews for this series, but our user ratings for it have an average of 7.0 out of 10. Buddy Complex Complete Collection BD Funimation 375 minutes, sub MSRP $29.98 Publisher's description: after a giant robot attacks Aoba Watesa's school, he's thrust into the future where a new world war threatens to tear the planet apart. Faced with no other choice, Aoba must pick a side, learn to pilot a mech of his own, and fight his way through an army of enemies as he tries to get back to the past he left behind. Our reviews: we have reviews of this series here and here. It's available streaming on Funimation and Hulu. Dime a Dollar, Prince vs. Penguin Empire, Complete Collection, BD Funimation 300 minutes, sub-dub, MSRP $29.98 Publisher's description: the Earth is under attack by the alien Penguin Empire. Piloting the Dime a Dollar mechs are Master Pervert Kuchi with his take-no prisoners Labito and Kiriko, a girl who can level cities just by thinking of her boyfriend. Together they'll use an overflow of high aero power to protect the planet from the front-tailed penguin menace. Our reviews: we have reviews of this series here and here. It's available streaming on Funimation. Love Tyrant Complete Collection BD Funimation 300 minutes, sub-dub, MSRP $64.98 Publisher's description: Seiji Aino was an average high school student dealing with normal teenager problems, having a crush on the most popular girl, being a lonely nobody, the usual. When a cupid named Guri accidentally adds him to her kiss note, everything changes. Now, stuck in a bizarre love triangle, square, he's got the beautiful Yandere Akane, the hot-headed Yuzu, and even the Cupid herself all over him. While most guys would kill to be in his situation, Seiji just wants a day of peace, and not to be stabbed. Instead, he has to survive Akane's love while making Guri focus on her job. But can he really help a Cupid who doesn't understand love? Our reviews: we have episode reviews for this series. It's available streaming on Crunchyroll. Must Heroes BD DVD Shout Factory 54 minutes, sub-dub, MSRP $24.97 Publisher's description: Modest Heroes is an ambitious anthology of 3 thrilling tales created by some of the greatest talents working in Japanese animation today. Together, the stories, Panina and Studio Kanaka experiment with breathtaking, action-packed visuals, concise human drama, and gorgeous fantasy worlds in this unforgettable showcase that is a further demonstration of the studio's exciting future. Our reviews, no formal reviews for this movie, but we do have an interview with the studio founder. Neon, Complete Collection, BD Funimation 600 minutes, subdub, MSRP $34.98, publisher's description. When summer break begins, Haruka is only thinking of hanging out with her friends, until one night she learns that she's the keystone in a battle for not only the Earth's future, but the survival of all existence in the multiverse. When Haruka learns she has the ability to not only see, but influence every possible future, will she be able to protect infinite worlds along her own? Our reviews, we have several single-volume reviews for this series, and you'll find the first two of those here and here. It's available streaming on Funimation. One Piece, Adventure of Nebulandia BD DVD Funimation 107 minutes, subdub, MSRP $34.98, publisher's description. The Foxy Pirates challenge Luffy's crew in the New World, but the fun and games go belly up when the Navy's most brilliant tactician steps in. Before the Straw Hats even know what hit them, they wind up on the island of Nebulandia, an infamous death trap for devil fruit users. Luffy must team up with his Davy-backed nemesis for a harrowing rescue mission when Zoro, Sanji, and some Foxy Pirates are held hostage. Our reviews, no formal reviews for this TV special, but our user ratings for it have an average of 7.4 out of 10. It's available streaming on Crunchyroll, Funimation, and Hulu. Sailor Moon Sailor Stars, Part 1 BD DVD, Limited Edition Viz 408 minutes, subdub, MSRP $69.99, $39.99, $79.99, publisher's description. Sailor Moon and the Sailor Guardians are about to face their greatest challenge yet, high school. But as the girls take their next big step in life and Chibi USA prepares to return to the future, a mysterious force frees the evil Queen Mahalenia. While the struggle to contain her old enemy will be difficult, it may be Mamoru's year of studying abroad that hurts Usagi the most. But there's even more to take Usagi's mind off of long-distance love with the arrival of the villainous Sailor Anima mates and the heroic Sailor Starlights. Who could be behind this new wave of evil? And why are the Starlights resistant to working with Sailor Moon? Usagi has her hands full, but she'll always make time to write a love letter to her beloved Mamo. Our reviews, no formal reviews for this part of the series, but we do have a review of the part before it. It's available streaming on Hulu and Viz.com. Manga 20th Century Boys, Perfect Edition Volume 4 Viz 424 pages, MSRP $19.99, publisher's description. In the middle of the Tokyo Bay, a man known as Shogun has escaped from Umehotaru Prison, a place feared by criminals and convicts as an inescapable iron fort, in order to save the world. He heads off to Tokyo, the city where the girl known as the Last Hope lives. But the streets of Tokyo are in turmoil after a murder in Chinatown triggers a chain reaction of terror. The time has come for the false peace created by the friend to be exposed. What is the truth behind the historic disaster on the last day of 20th century? Our reviews, we have several reviews for this series, and you'll find the first two here and here. Again, Volume 9 Kodansha 192 pages, MSRP $12.99, publisher's description. Hanataka might be a death-obsessed wallflower, but Kenichiro has seen her future as a swimsuit model sex icon. He's determined to help her fulfill her celebrity destiny, so the Owenden's goal becomes nothing less than turning Hanataka's drama club debut into a smash hit. Kenichiro's penning the script for a musical suited to her depressive tendencies, but when video from their rehearsal goes viral, success will depend on the Owenden's ability to overcome the greatest obstacle any high school student will ever face, a teacher who truly doesn't get it. Our reviews, we have a review of Volume 1. Alice in Murderland, Volume 11 Yen Press 176 pages, MSRP $16.99, publisher's description. The final battle begins as Stella and Alice take on Little Mum in a hair-raising fight to the death. His abilities have been dubbed godlike, but what exactly does the youngest Kuonji's power and tale, and the true nature of the link between matriarch-turned-mastermind Olga and the secret of the Kuonji clan is at long last revealed in the conclusion to Kaori Yuki's Alice in Murderland. Our reviews: we have a review of Volume 1. APOSIMZ, Volume 3 Vertical, MSRP $12.95. Publisher's description: the artificial celestial body Aposims measures 120,000 kilometers in diameter. 50 centuries ago, the people who lost the war against the core lost their right to reside legitimately in Aposimzi's core, and were stranded on the frigid superstructural shell's surface. They face rampant frame disease and aggressive automatons which appear frequently on the ruins level. Yet even so, somehow the people continue to survive in this latest volume. Our reviews: we covered this series in the Fall 2018 Manga Guide. As Miss Beelzebub Likes, Volume 6 Yen Press 160 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: if there's one thing to know about the new face around Shemiyaza, it's that he worships muscles. No wonder Azazel is his idol. Will his arrival bring winds of a new romance? Our reviews: we covered this series in the Spring 2018 Manga Guide. Attack on Titan, Season 3 Part 2 Box Set Kodansha 5 volumes, MSRP $54.95. Publisher's description: the Survey Corps has overthrown the royal government and swept away the tyranny of the king. The next step: move to retake Wall Maria, with the help of a newly discovered metallic ore and Aren's miraculous Titan-hardening powers. But as humanity pulls together, its enemies also unite beyond the walls. Now that the Beast Titan has joined Reiner and Bertolt, what havoc will they wreak? Our reviews: no reviews for the specific volumes in this set, but our user ratings for the series as a whole have an average of 8.4 out of 10. Boarding School Juliet, Volume 6 Kodansha 192 pages, MSRP $10.99. Publisher's description: summer vacation is over, and it's the start of a brand new term at Dahlia Academy. Between flower viewing picnics, studying for midterm exams, and sneaking in secret dates, Inuzuka's school schedule is more jam-packed than ever. But as he'll soon find out, Inuzuka has a much more important problem on his hands. Our reviews: we covered this series in the Spring 2018 Manga Guide. Itum, Volume 25 Yen Press 208 minutes, MSRP $16.99. Publisher's description: the battle between Tyrannos Japan and the players rages on dual fronts. As Perrier clashes with, to meet for command over the game, the Queen's elite combat unit bears down on Iida and Ryuta's stepfather, who struggle to maintain their hold on the control room. The players on the island are up against it too, sustaining a barrage from yet another type of drone with unique weaponry that yields major losses to their dwindling numbers. Regrouping afterward proves no easy task, especially when Ryuta squares off with his greatest rival and is left with agonizingly few choices. Our reviews: we have reviews of Volume 1 and Volume 3. Bungo Stray Dogs, Volume 11 Yen Press 192 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: upon receipt of an anonymous request, Kyoka and Atsushi are sent on another mission that brings them face to face with Lucy Montgomery. While the battle against the guild might be over, a new threat looms over Yokohama, that is, a threat by the name of Fyodor Dostoevsky. Our reviews: we have reviews of Volume 1 and Volume 10. A Certain Scientific Accelerator, Volume 9 7 Cs 180 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: with the princess away, a new girl is hanging around a last order. She's a marvel in the kitchen, but her motivations aren't on the menu. Who is this girl, really, and what is she after? If she's here to serve up trouble, a recuperating accelerator might not be around to dig in. Our reviews: no formal reviews for this spin-off of a spin-off, but we have a review of Volume 1 of its railgun cousin. Danganronpa 2, Ultimate Luck and Hope and Despair, Volume 3 Dark Horse 200 pages, MSRP $12.99 Publisher's description, the conclusion. Caught in the execution procedure by mistake, Fuyuhiko desperately requires emergency aid. Due to the school rules, Monokuma has no choice but to save Fuyuhiko's life. But never want to let an evil opportunity slip by, Monokuma uses the medical theme for his next murder motive, the despair disease. Everyone is terrified of catching the contagion after Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane become infected. The three are forced into quarantine, and Monokuma claims a corpse is required to produce a cure. But they can't kill someone to save themselves, can they? Our reviews, no reviews or user ratings for this series. Dead Mount Death Play, Volume 2 Yen Press 256 pages, MSRP $12.99 Publisher's description, disaster personified has arrived, but his purpose is unknown. One thing is certain, Poka and company are in the presence of raw power. With death upon them, Shinjuku is in frenzy, the true death play has begun. Our reviews, we covered this series in the Fall 2018 Manga Guide. What Did I Saw in My Dreams, Volume 2 Yen Press 176 pages, MSRP $16.99 Publisher's description, after suffering a blow to the head, Senri passes out. When he comes to, he's surrounded by professional gangsters and his classmate, Itakura. Senri thought Itakura was the victim of his scam, but in reality it was a setup that puts Senri in grave danger. Itakura offers a deal, freedom for Senri and his abducted friend in exchange for all of the money that Senri's been saving up. The money is important to Senri. He even got his own hands dirty, making it all to search for the man who murdered his brother. Will he lose it all? Senri must weigh revenge against a killer versus the life of a friend and then make his choice. Our reviews, we have a review of this volume, and another of Volume 1. Gangsta, Cursed, Volume 5 is 192 pages, MSRP $12.99 Publisher's description, Spas has lost the sense of justice that gave his life meaning. Striker still lives only for the thrill of the hunt. The rift between their moral stances forces Spas to break the promise they'd once made to each other, initiating a bloody parting that will scar them both forever. Our reviews, no reviews for this spin-off, but we do have a review of Volume 1 of the original series. Goblin Slayer Side Story, Year 1, Volume 2 Yen Press 192 pages, MSRP $12.99 Publisher's description, in the course of learning his craft, Goblin Slayer begins building a bit of a reputation for himself, but Goblin Slayer isn't the only one who has to find his place in the world. Cowgirl has her own questions about her role. Our reviews, we covered this series in the Fall 2018 Manga Guide. God Shining Moonlight Howling Moon, Volume 1 Yen Press 176 pages, MSRP $13.99 Publisher's description, Kenji Saito, Trinity 7, and Shoji Sato, High School of the Dead, Triage X present the action-packed story of Howling Moon, a sexy, kick-ass magical girl. The question is, does she fight for good, or for evil? Our reviews, no reviews or user ratings for this series so far. Golden Kamuy, Volume 10 Viz 200 pages, MSRP $12.99 Publisher's description, Shiraishi is a master escape artist, but he's not very good at evading capture. After the 7th Division captures Shiraishi, Sugimoto and Hijikata join forces in an uneasy alliance to rescue him. With the help of Chon Kumigishi, one of the Abashiri convicts, they put a risky plan to free Shiraishi into action. Of course, Lieutenant Tsurumi isn't about to let these old foes get the better of him, setting the stage for another dangerous confrontation. Our reviews, we covered this series in the Spring 2017 Manga Guide, and we also have a review of Volume 2. Kakume and Mikoji, Tiny Little Life in the Woods, Volume 6, Yen Press, 192 pages, MSRP $14.99. Publisher's description: full and pleasant. The lives led by Kakume and Mikoji might seem comfortable to most, but this intrepid duo isn't afraid of challenging themselves. Kakume, hopeless in water, learns to swim, while Mikoji enters a fashion design contest. And they're not alone in their attempts at stepping out of their comfort zones. Friends like scientist Sen, builder Iwashi, and beautician Jada all try their hands at something new and show off some unexpected sides, to boot. Our reviews: we have a review of Volume 1. Happiness, Volume 9, Kodansha, 192 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: Sakurane's madness reaches its peak and causes a blood-soaked frenzy that consumes the cult and even their god. With nothing to stop him, Sakurane sets his sights on Gosho to complete his ritual of ascension. But as she suffers unspeakable horrors, her inner pleas awaken Okazaki from his decade-long slumber, and he makes his escape. Our reviews: no reviews or user ratings for this series so far. Hatsu * Haru, Volume 7, Yen Press, 192 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: after an uneasy start to their relationship, Kai and Riko are officially dating. But now Kai has a new ocean of relationship questions to cross. First up, what kind of lunch do you bring your girlfriend? Our reviews: we have a review covering this volume in Volume 6, and another of Volume 1. Kaiju Girl Caramelize, Volume 1, Yen Press, 192 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: suffering from a rare, incurable illness that causes frightening changes to her body whenever she gets worked up. Loner Kurokai, she spends her high school days avoiding her classmates, especially class idol Arata Minami, and his groupies. But when Arata starts making her heart skip a beat with irritating regularity, Hiro soon discovers that her illness actually has a big make that monster secret. Romance turns her into Lovezilla, literally. Our reviews: no reviews or user ratings for this series so far. Kakegurui, Compulsive Gambler, Volume 10, Yen Press, 240 pages, MSRP $14.99. Publisher's description: Umeno Yumamite has a plan to use her idol stardom to gain more votes in the student council election, but will the sudden entrance of a Hollywood starlet put a huge dent in her plan, or push it forward? Our reviews: we have a review of Volume 1. Konosuba, An Explosion on This Wonderful World, Volume 1, Yen Press, 176 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: everyone's favorite explosion-obsessed spellcaster Megumin and her Crimson Magic clan are back in this spin-off of the hit comedy Konosuba. Our reviews: no reviews for this spin-off, but we do have a review for the manga adaptation of the main series. Little Miss Pie & Press, 160 pages, MSRP $14.99. Publisher's description: it's that time of the month, and you know what that means, a visit from Aunt Flo. Scratch that, Little Miss P. This pink, anthropomorphized period's not Celine, kinda mean, and a gut-busting, butt-kicking machine. Just ask Mr. Erection. Follow Little Miss P as she traverses time advising, harassing, abusing, and comforting women on her, usually, monthly visits in this uniquely weird and surprisingly touching manga. Our reviews: no reviews or user ratings for this single volume work so far. Monster and the Beast, Volume 1, Yen Press, 192 pages, MSRP $14.99. Publisher's description: solitary Kavo is a hideous monster with a pure heart. Liam, on the other hand, might look like a gentleman, but he's a beast on the inside, warped personality and all. When Liam ends up in an unfortunate situation in the haunted woods, Kavo calls home. It's the monster to the rescue. After the close call, Liam extends a more than friendly hand to Kavo and leads the innocent monster out of the woods, and astray. Our reviews: no reviews or user ratings for this series so far. My youth romantic comedy is wrong as I expected. Volume 11 Yen Press 176 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: there's a new student council president, and the service club's first job for their new leader is to help set up a Christmas event with another school. The problems keep piling up, but Hachiman keeps taking on task after task by himself. What's going to happen to the relationship between Hachiman, Yui, and Yukino from here are reviews, no reviews or user ratings for this manga adaptation, but we do have a review of Volume 1 of the light novel series. Nurse Hitomi's Monster Infirmary, Volume 9 sees 180 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: welcome to the nurse's office. School nurse Hitomi is more than happy to help you with any health concerns you might have. Whether you're dealing with growing pains or shrinking spurts, body parts that won't stay attached, or a pesky invisibility problem, Nurse Hitomi can provide a fresh look at the problem with her giant, all-seeing eye. So come on in. The nurse is ready to see you. Our reviews, no reviews or user ratings for this series so far. Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, Volume 2 Kodansha 176 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: after Nina mentions that she wants to have sex before she dies, the literature club starts getting overwhelmed by the complications, the doubts, the delights, just the idea of sex. But the girls must focus on keeping their club from getting shut down, and an unlikely candidate joins them as their faculty advisor. All the while, Azusa wrestles with the confusing change in her relationship with Izumi, her childhood friend. As if walking in on him during a solo session wasn't shocking enough, Azusa realizes she might like him. Our reviews: we covered this series in the Spring 2019 Manga Guide, and we also have a separate review of Volume 1. 1 Week Friends, Volume 7 Yen Press 160 pages, MSRP $14.99. Publisher's description: after learning more about the incident that set off Kaori's memory loss, Yuki wonders what he can do to change and make Kaori happy. Meanwhile, Kaori grows uneasy as she compares the cold and distant Yuki to the boy she wrote about in her journals. When the two finally face each other and their feelings, what will they decide? Will they continue to be friends, 1 week at a time? Our reviews: we have a review of the anime adaptation of this series. Prison School, Volume 13 Yen Press 400 pages, MSRP $19.99. Publisher's description: shoulder wars has taken a turn to the extreme as the chairman's helicopter is about to crash into the academy. Time is of the essence, but who will survive? It's the conclusion to this sports festival arc. Our reviews: we have a review of the anime adaptation of this series. Silver Spoon, Volume 9 Yen Press 192 pages, MSRP $14.99. Publisher's description: lessons learned at the dairy farm push Hachiman to continue working hard and move away from his past. But moving away from a past means a goal for the future. Will Hachiman be able to discover his dream for his life in the cold winter at Iguaz? Our reviews: we have a review of Volume 1. Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Gale Online, Volume 3 Yen Press 160 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: with only 2 teams remaining in Squad Jam, Karen, aka Len, and them prepare to move in for their final kill, that is, until a sudden barrage of bullets stop them dead in their tracks. Will the 2 be able to pinpoint the enemy in time for a counterattack? Our reviews: we have episode reviews for the anime version of this series. Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School, Volume 7 Yen Press 160 pages, MSRP $12.99. Publisher's description: at last, summer vacation is here. It's the season of fun, and Haraki's starting it off by being hospitalized. This paves the way for a spooky hospital incident at night, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. Sano experiences a strange event at work. We learn the mysteries behind Ayukai's birth, and a secret Sano's been keeping is revealed. Our reviews: we covered this series in the Fall 2017 Manga Guide. Tokyo Ghoul, Re, Volume 11 Viz 242 pages, MSRP $12.99 Publisher's description: Interim Bureau Chief of the CCG Matsuri Washu has gone conveniently missing, and the power vacuum has allowed the devious Furuta to step forward to take control.